come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
And hear me out.
Hey, Bucky.
VOCHLOMBARDI. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me and all that. Love y'all for coming in and watching me on the show, man. Shouts out to Bleacher Report. Download the Bleacher Report app. Tell a friend to download the app if you got 2 phones. Put it on that phone as well. Follow me at the Cowboy tab, NFL, and the NFL Draft tab. I'll be popping up on each and every last one of those. You never know when I'm popping up on them, so you just got to hang around and be ready. You know what I mean? You got to understand. You got to understand. Ladies and gentlemen, man, I was thinking about something the other day. I was just thinking about something. You know what I mean? Just had it on my mind. Had it on my mind there. Running back is the most unpredictable position in football. I think we have a general idea on how to evaluate it. But there's still a dice roll element to it. You know, for example, when we talk about quarterbacks, right? I think we can all come to a consensus that we have no clue how to evaluate quarterbacks. If we did, Brock Purdy would be a first overall pick kind of guy. Dak would be a first overall pick kind of guy, or at least top 3, depending on what you feel about Carson and, you know, Jared Goff at the time. Paxton Lynch wouldn't be a first round pick, you know. Jalen Hurts would be a first round pick. I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? He'd be a first round running back or something. But at the end of the day, if the league had a good grasp on quarterbacks like they do pass rusher, wide receiver, or something like that, I think you would see the success rate go up a little bit on quarterbacks. Man, running back is like you guessing almost, you know what I'm saying? Because we do have enough information to know that older running backs, for whatever reason, they fall off a cliff. It is what it is, and it's not something that we created, okay? This ain't nothing that we created personally. This just happened to be something that the league has done to itself. For example, you can't be mad at the NFL. You can't be mad at fans. You can't be mad at coaches, owners, and general managers. Be mad at David Johnson. Yeah. David Johnson was one of them first running backs that was, you know, going crazy on that rookie contract. Boy, he was out there getting stupid on that rookie deal. And we didn't expect David Johnson to be one of the better running backs in the league, but he was. He was. And going stupid on that rookie contract. And then just one day, he got some big bread and he turned like 28, 29 years old, and all of a sudden he was gone. Todd Gurley was another one. You remember him? You remember how elite Todd Gurley was on that rookie deal? He got some bread and started tripping. We're Cowboy fans here. It's safe here. Remember Ezekiel Elliott? Couldn't tell us nothing about them first couple years of Ezekiel Elliott. I do mean too. Couple. It does. I do mean too. Something about them carries just wear you down, man. Just something about them carries, man. So, you know, when you hear, you know, players get mad and they out here, you know what I'm saying, trying to over advocate for the running back, because hey, running backs need to get paid, man. Look, sure. But man, when running backs get paid, they look weird. I think Saquon's a little different, but Saquon's hurt guy. You know what I mean? Saquon's been hurt, so he probably ain't got as many carries as another running back at this phase in his career. Derrick Henry's another outlier, right? He's kind of an older cat, but you don't really see him declining too crazy, right? Like he still got it in him. It can happen it happen any minute now. It can happen in any minute now. But it ain't happening right this second. I would say Christian McCaffrey is another example of a player that's kind of getting in his high 20s that is playing fine now, According to a lot of pundits, Christian McCaffrey kind of falling off a little bit. That's just what happens with veteran running backs. But this is what happens in the league all the time. Just as much as veteran running backs kind of fall off or whatever, there's like, get my button ready. There's like a new young running back that you never heard of that had no expectations that's just ready to tear it all up. If you're the New York Giants and you move on from Saquon Barkley, I understand. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially going to watch him win a Super Bowl like he did. But that team is stacked regardless. Tyrone Tracy, I don't know if anybody expected Tyrone Tracy to be a lead back over there. You know, if you're a draft guy, you watch Tyrone Tracy in Purdue, you would have a feeling that Tyrone Tracy would be cool, but you ain't expect Tyrone Tracy to go crazy. Think about what the 49ers will do, right? I love to use them as an example. Prior to Christian McCaffrey getting there, that's what happened to them. Gotta let music go. Here's what happened to them. They drafted Trey Sermon from Ohio State in the second round. All right, bet, cool. How the hell Elijah Mitchell, Tyrion Davis Price, and Jordan Mason all day 3 and back? Those picks, those players are all day 3 and back players. And they end up having a much bigger impact than Trey Sermon did. Why is that? You could draft Clyde Edwards-Helaire first round all you like. Isaiah Pacheco steps right in. I like to feel like we have no clue what we're talking about with running backs, but I think that's disrespectful to the running back evaluation because unlike quarterbacks, and I'm going back to this analogy, you know, you can have a feeling that quarterback will be good, but that don't mean that quarterback will be good. What makes quarterbacks so weird is that cats that we never heard of or cats that we don't expect anything out of, they end up being great. The same thing with running back, but the difference is with running back is we can eyeball what a good running back is. We knew Christian McCaffrey was going to be a great running back. Ezekiel Elliott was going to be a great running back. We knew that as soon as they give Bijan Robinson the football, he'll be just fine over there. You know what I'm talking about? But for the most part, when we pick running back correctly, we're typically right. But here's where running back gives you even more joy. Because via draft evaluation, we purposefully hit on the high picks, the good picks. But man, we accidentally hit on the late picks. Man, Chad, why we keep accidentally hitting on the late picks? Think about last year, right? I mentioned Tyrone Tracy already. Isaac Guerendo had a big-ass fan base in Draftland from Louisville. You know what I mean? And he's going to come in and play for the San Francisco 49ers. A couple cats get hurt, and he finally has his opportunity. Isaac Guerendo fits right in, and he goes damn crazy. As a day 3 type prospect, Isaac Guerendo gives you exactly what you're looking for. These surprising running backs come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. You don't expect Jeff Wilson to come out and be a guy. Whatever round Raheem Mostert drafted in. Isaiah Pacheco. You didn't know what the hell was going on with him. You could just be finding these guys, man. You just be. What's my man a couple years ago played in Jacksonville? Brian Robinson, Josh Robinson. Brian Robinson good too over in Washington Football Wizards. But my man that was with Jacksonville a couple years ago that had a fantastic year, and we ain't hear nothing else from him because that's just how the running back wheel works. I'm gonna look this boy name, but I need to find his name. Running back Robinson, Jaguars, couple years ago. You know, I like to type in a couple years ago so they know. James Robinson, yeah, in 2020 and 2022, undrafted football player. Ain't nobody know what the hell James Robinson, and James Robinson just walk his ass right in and just whoop ass. Now, ladies and gentlemen, think about all those players I just ran across to you. Think about all them players hey. Now think about the Cowboys running back room for a second, okay? I wanted to set all that up so I can come back to the Cowboys running back room. I understand it's easy to not get excited about the Cowboys' running back room because it ain't really no gangsters in there. You know what I mean? You know, coming into this offseason, we were looking at Breece Hall as a guy that we'll possibly want to add to the team, right? You know, a player that got some skins on the wall in the league, you know? He been hurt a little bit. You might just be better off with the guys you got. That's just how running back goes. But as far as running back goes, we were looking for that Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. We was looking at Caleb Johnson from Iowa. You know what I mean? A couple of these players we were just looking for to add some full-blown gangsterism to the party, some bell cow gangsterism to the party. Travion Henderson, Quinshawn Jackson. Like, we were looking for certain types of names there. So when the Cowboys didn't get those names, I know a lot of fans kind of got upset, and I don't want to say poo-pooed on it a little bit, but Cowboy fans just didn't really buy into what we were doing at running back. Jadon Blue is cool, but Jadon Blue is like one of them, I'll double down and take Jadon Blue, right? Like, give me a running back early and give me Jadon Blue later. The opposite happened. You took Jadon Blue in the 5s and you took Mafah in the 6th. 7th. Your other 7th. Your third 7th round pick, you took Phil Mafah. And I ain't gonna lie, it made Cowboy fans feel away. It made me feel away. I'm looking for the bell cow guy. I just knew Caleb Johnson was about to be a Cowboy. I just knew Caleb Johnson was about to be a Cowboy. I be damned. Cincinnati got some good rushing yardage from a late round running back. I mean, you can find so many running backs out here, man. You can find so many running backs out here. So now what I want to ask y'all, I understand how we feel about the Cowboys running back room. When I say we, I literally mean we this time. We here. I can't prove nothing, but I could definitely hope. And I think we have enough prior, proof and knowledge and evidence. I think we have enough that we can look around the National Football League and we can see teams that were in worse situations and it all work out. Now, let me be clear. A couple things matter here. Situation totally matters here. The situation that this running back is in, it totally matters here, right? You want your O-line to be built. It'll be cool if some wide receivers were around. It'd be cool if you had like a really good quarterback to take some pressure off the run game. Sheesh. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like, the Cowboys have built a fantastic situation for a new running back to come into. And listen, I don't just assume that just because your offensive line good, that your running back's supposed to just walk out of bed and just be great one day. Because, I understand 7th round picks are exciting at running back because you never know what you're going to get. For every Isaiah Pacheco, it's about 10 Mike Webbers that just didn't work. Running backs get drafted every single year and we don't hear from them ever again. The situation matters. So I don't want y'all to ask yourself, is the Cowboys running back room enough? I want you to ask yourself, is the surrounding cast good enough to where we can look at any of these running backs and expect some good things out of them? Because it's interesting, Jerry Jones was saying in the pre-draft process, y'all remember that? Jerry Jones in the pre-draft process was saying that he was in his I don't know what his own general manager press conference, whatever the hell it was, and he was basically saying, hey man, and this was pre-draft, he's like, hey man, running back cool, man, but you got to build that offensive line, baby. Jerry said this. He said, if you build the offensive line to be great, then you can kind of take running backs and just fill them in. I know you want great, this still Jerry talking. You know, you can take great running backs, but look at the offensive line that those running backs ran behind them. Man, look, I don't hate what Jerry said, man. Emmett was great, but Emmett's offensive line was fantastic. Zeke was great, but his offensive line was fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Saquon Barkley woke everybody up. This still Jerry Jones talk. Saquon Barkley woke everybody up, but he was running behind a great offensive line. So, you know, we could act like Jerry Jones be lying to us. Jerry Jones looked us right in the face and said, hey, look, we're prioritizing offensive line, and I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know we're doing it. I'm prioritizing offensive line. Man, we start looking at the offensive line, dog. I think Tyler Booker gonna be so good. I think year 2 BB gonna be so good. I already got the film sessions ready to go. I'm gonna do a film session on Cooper BB being the key to the offensive run game, and you know how he gonna thump and move people. I'm so excited to drop that film session. But anyway, um, man, have we done enough house building wise? Right? Like we talk about building the house so that a running back can just walk in and play. Have we done enough house building that Jadon Blue or Phil Mafah could just walk in and be successful? I left Miles and Javante off on purpose. Because if we get anything out of them, I'm satisfied. You know what I'm saying? If we get anything out of the 2 old running backs, I can live with that. I'm satisfied. But I'm thinking fresh legs, man. I'm thinking fresh legs. The fresh legs are always the way. So I'm looking at the young guys. I know Jadon Blue has an incredible opportunity to come in here and be somebody. And this ain't just me hyping him up because he's a Cowboy, especially now because he's a Cowboy, and now that I know all the situations around him. But Jadon Blue can be the next. You drafted him in the 5th round, and he came in here tearing stuff up. And don't forget, you know, running backs kind of fell in this draft because there's so many of them. This was a fantastic running back class, an incredible running back class. So a lot of these guys probably did fall because of the running backs around them just kept pushing names down the board. But Jadon Blue, compared to some of the other names that I've mentioned so far in this video, he's just as talented, if not more talented than some of those other guys. He brings real juice to the party. Real juice to the party. He finishes runs. He catches the ball really well. He runs routes really well. That's part of his highlight tape. That's part of his highlight tape. You know what I mean? You just gotta you got he got a quick fumbling the football. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that come with coaching. You know, coaching and mental reps. What the hell is coaching for if you can't coach fumbling out of a running back? You know, I think Jadon Blue is on his way. But the Phil Mafah one is very interesting because you know I just running backs are just a roll of the dice. Running backs are simply just a roll of the dice. So I can't look at Phil Mafah and be like, yo, bro, I don't think you're gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? You could be regular good in college. Running back might be the only position where that works. Running back might be the only position where that works where you could be regular good in college, but be fantastic in the league. Jadon Blue is a backup, but he has the ability to be fantastic in the league. It's interesting. We'll talk about it. We'll cross that bridge whenever we get there. I'm more likely to lean on the fresh legs. I mean, we're not gonna see anything until we get to preseason, not even camp because you know they don't really tackle to the ground in camp, but we're really gonna get a feel for how these guys operate in these preseason games, you know, and talk about week 1 getting ready for Philly. I got to see him, and hey, when that time gets here, I'll be right here on Bleacher Report breaking it all down for you. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Download the Bleacher Report app. Download it on your other phone. Tell a friend to download the app. Tell your mom and them to download the app. And then go to the NFL tab, the Cowboys, and the NFL draft tab because I'll be popping up on y'all. You never know it. Or you could just follow Voch Lombardi here on the platform, and it should update you on when I go live. You could just go and check my little library of content out. Also follow me on YouTube. We're trying to get to 100,000 subs over there, and check me out on social medias, man. Check me out on that Twitter, man. Everything at Voch Lombardi. I ain't hard to find. All right, y'all hold down for the Doski Walls and the Peasky Whiskey. Until next time. All right, I love y'all to pieces. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, by the way. That's when I do the show. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Central. So come and check me out.